Well, hi, I'm Grant Headifen. I'm the Global Director of Education for NauticEd, and here I am in virtual reality. And what that means is this is me. I'm here. I'm on a boat, and everything that I see is in 3D. I can reach down and I can touch things, and so I'm on a boat. As far as my brain is concerned, I'm on a boat, and that is a marina right over there, and I want to go and dock into the marina. And so I want to just show you you're actually really in control. You're not just sitting here and sort of experiencing this. This is actually where you're actually experiencing the boat and maneuvering the boat. And so here are the controls right here, and here's the wheel, so I can turn the wheel. So the controls, exactly like a catamaran. So I can pull them both back like this, and the catamaran starts going backwards. I can put it into neutral, and then I can put it into forward, but also I can split the throttle, so I can turn the boat clockwise, and I can turn the boat counterclockwise. And so by maneuvering the throttles, I can totally bring this boat into the marina over there. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you how to get this boat in the marina, and we're actually going to be doing it with the throttles and a little bit of wheel. Again, as far as my brain is concerned, I'm on a catamaran. I'm actually maneuvering this boat into the dock. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the camera, I'm going to put it up in the sky, and so you'll be like a drone. You'll be able to see exactly what's happening, and you'll be able to hear what I'm doing, and I'll be describing what I'm doing with the throttles. And we're going to get into this really tricky dock space over there, and there's a fuel dock in there, and I'm going to be using spring lines to get the boat onto the dock, because what I can do right now is I can dial the wind up. So there's a little setting right here, and I can dial the wind up in any direction. So blowing on the dock or off the dock, I can blow it up from 0 up to 20 knots. So we're going to make this docking exercise a little tricky. This docking exercise with me right here is exactly the same as I would need to do in a really tight spot in Croatia or Greece or whatever. So just follow along and enjoy. Coming into the fuel dock, and just going forward on both engines, just going to back them off a little bit and then start steering with my engines. Coming in to a nice, very tight marina, but we're going to get in there just fine. And here's what I'm going to do also. We're going to go into the fuel dock, and I'm going to simulate that we're going to get blown off the fuel dock at 20 knots. So the wind is picked up, and the wind is let's make it out of the west. So this is now blowing me off the fuel dock. So this is going to be a sort of a tricky situation, but not really, because we're practicing in VR and we're getting used to how it works with a catamaran. And I'm just maneuvering both of the throttles right now just to get me in position, and I'm going to bring it around so that the helm station is going to be up against the fuel dock side, so I can really see what's going on here. So just coming up here right now and just maneuvering both throttles. I'm turning the boat just a little bit with the throttles, aft on port, forward on starboard a wee bit. And I'm just moving both throttles to make sure that I'm not going forward too much, that I'm turning perfectly, watching ahead, so that I'm not going to bang the bow of the boat into the dock. A bit more on reverse, and a bit more on forward now. And what I'm going to do is, since we're blowing off the dock, I'm going to use a spring line on the forward bow to get the bow on first. And then I'm going to spring the aft of the boat onto the dock. So just right now I'm putting it in neutral, and I'm just going to go up the front of the boat and going to put this onto the dock. lock that cleat. And I'm doing this all by myself, and this is quite easy to do by yourself in a real situation as well if you're using a spring line. So now I've got the spring line on, and what I'm going to do is just put this starboard engine in forward just a little bit. And that dock line is going to get taut, and then the boat's going to go forward a bit, and then the whole stern is going to come up sideways against the fuel dock here. And you've noticed right now the boat's going sideways, and all I've got is the starboard throttle in about 1500 RPM, and it's just bringing the stern of the boat very nicely up against the dock. And I'm going to put the port in forward just a little bit to bring the bow up against, and starboard in forward just a little bit to bring the stern up, and I'll put it in neutral, and then I'll come back down here and I'll put on the dock line here and lock us on, and we are on. So that's exactly how you would get onto a dock in an extremely strong wind blowing you off the dock. Really, really simple. I did things nice and slow and did it single-handedly. All right. I'll come back up and get the drone, bring that down. So I really hope you got an appreciation for how you can really practice maneuvering your catamaran in a marina at home. And at home, the worst that can happen is you'll bang your knee on the couch. The worst that'll happen in a marina, getting pushed around by the wind, is you'll put a big ding in the hull. So practice in virtual reality. The link to the virtual reality course is in the description for this video below.